everybody, how you doing? How you been? How are things? Shane and Diane here at Wacky Pot Studio for a kiln opening. Today is Friday, July the 4th. Happy Independence Day. We have a very important to us load of pottery right here.
Yes.
So there's no student work in this kiln at all. It is completely our own work. And boy, howdy, do we need this stuff on the table tomorrow.
We sure do.
So we're gonna. Anything you want to say before we crack it open?
No, let's just all hope that everything turned out.
You guys, we're down. We've normally been taking about 5 or 6 crates of pottery to our market setups. We're down to about 1.5 crates of pottery. We are almost completely out. So. Fingers crossed that this turns out really good.
Fingers crossed.
We're going to cut the video in a moment and let you get a closer look at the pieces. But let's go ahead and crack it open and see what we have on this top layer anyway. Alrighty. Oh man, good stuff.
So far, so good, guys.
I love it. Alright, we'll be back in just a minute to show you guys these glaze combos.
Hi guys, we are back. And I have a mug and a bowl to talk about to begin with that came out, and I am super pleased with how this one turned out. This is a new to us glaze. It's from Mayco, and it is their lime showers. I did 2 coats on the inside of the bowl, and then I did 2 coats on the outside at the top, and at the bottom I did 2 coats of their green opal. I then also added light flux around the rim and light flux where the 2 overlap. And I really do. The inside of that bowl I absolutely love. I really think this is one that I could use completely by itself and really enjoy it. The only thing different with the mug is that I did snow on the inside, which is from Amaco, and I did 2 coats of the snow, but the outside again was done exactly the same, and it's just such a vibrant color combination, so I really like those. Alrighty. We'll go ahead and talk about these 2 next. I have one that is just a typical coffee cup cylinder, and then the other one that is bellied out. And this has the shell texture that is from our texture roller that I drew and 3D printed. And on the inside and on the handle is 2 coats of Spectrum's floating turquoise. Now I also did the Spectrum floating turquoise over the shells and then wiped that back and then put 2 of Mayco's zinc free clear. But I really like them together. I've been thinking about doing like a little tray for them to go on, and having one that's the cylinder and one that has the little belly, and was thinking what a nice wedding gift that would be to have the tray and the 2 cups sitting on it. So I thought that would be kind of nice. Okay, I also have this one, which is an oldie but a goodie. Love this guy. I made 3 of these. I'm just going to share the one, but this has the snow on the inside, and I often use the snow as a liner glaze, but it does also have snow on the bottom. Again, 2 coats because I'm a very generous glazer is plenty. And then over top, overlapping just a little smidge, I have Mayco's Blue Surf, and then overlapping that I have Norse Blue. Both of those are from Mayco, and again that is 2 coats, and then just a little bit of light flux up on the rim and a little light flux here on the handle, which is really cute. Alrighty, and they look very nice. Alrighty, so I talked about those. Oh, let me pull these guys. Here we go. We've got two of our cute little gnome dudes. Everybody loves these. They do not stay on the table long, and they're so much fun to make. I always love making them so that the hoods of the gnome are one of the speckle glazes. This particular one is Mayco's cenote, and then this one is amaryllis. And both of these are 2 coats. I also use snow on the beard, and the nose is a mixture of stroke and coats, the pumpkin and vanilla dip. And again, snow on the inside. But I love these guys. Just love them. Alrighty. Now I'll go ahead. I've got to grab this soup mug. Really cute soup mug. This is our birch from Mayco, and we have this as a dipping glaze. So I pour that in and then dump it back out. Then I go ahead and I use their black timber, which was one of the new ones that came out this year. I do 2 coats of that, and then after I have that brushed on, I take it back to the bucket and I dunk it back in so that it overlaps just a little bit. And the really great thing about that is where that overlap happens, you get just a smidge of blue poking through. And I really like that. Alrighty, here we have another mug. This one is a great looking mug. I think last kiln opening I had this in a small little espresso mug, and this one is a nice coffee cup, teacup size. But it is snow on the inside, 2 coats. Then Amaco's Rainforest, 3 coats so that it's not streaky. Along the top band, inside band, and on the handle. And then their new green jasper, I have 2 coats of that all the way around. Okay. Here's another of my favorite combos. Again, this one I shared last time also on that espresso. Here it is in a big mug. Snow on the inside, 2 coats. Norse blue on the outside, completely covering the outside and the handle, 2 coats. And then blue hydrangea, 1 thick coat with some little blobs of light flux. And that's a nice look. Alrighty, I'm going to grab this one from over here. Another pink guy. You know, this was on an espresso too. I must have really gone with those espresso ones to come up with some of these other ones. But, you know, that's kind of what we do. So this one has raspberry mist from Mayco, 2 coats on the inside, 2 coats halfway down. And where the 2 meet, I left I let them butt up, but I had light flux first under them. And then this is the snow here, and then I went back over it with a little bit of honey flux, so you can see just a little bit of a tannish color coming through there as well. And that's a really cute cup. Alrighty, just a couple more mugs, and I'll bring this guy on over too. We have this covered dish bowl, which is really cute. A nice lid. This is the entire thing. Inside and outside are 2 coats of, actually, excuse me, no, it's 3 coats of Mayco's eggplant. It's on the dark brown clay. And one of the things that I have noticed is on our sheltowee clay, the eggplant needs 3 coats. 2, it'll be streaky. And then the same thing with the lid. Now the rim of the lid is bare clay so that it could be fired and sit on the shelf. And And then this color up here is seaweed, 3 coats of seaweed. So that turned out really nice. And I did that same combo on this mug. So again, it is 3 coats of Mayco's eggplant and 2 coats of Amaco's seaweed. Move these out of the way. Let's see, I do have 2 mugs left now. Look at this beauty. Such a stunning one. This one I recreated using Kim from Unseth Pottery from her combo. She uses a clear glaze stain with added mazarin, tangerine, I think. I don't have that, so I used Amaco's Tangelo Celadon, and I did 3 coats of it. The inside is Amaco Snow, 2 coats, and then this was Poppy Fields, 2 coats. And that is one of Mayco's, I forget what line that's from, but it's really cute. I like that a lot. Okay. However, I have to say, guys, this one coming is my very favorite. Here it comes. Let me get it in close. Look at that. I love it. This roller that gave the texture is one that I drew and 3D printed. And when I did the glazes on it, I wanted it to sort of look like a variegated yarn. So I have Amaco's mulberry, then I have Amaco's sky, and here at the bottom I have Amaco's saguaro, and then went back to the mulberry again, wiped it all back, and so it is just so cute how it goes from that purple to the blue on the sheep. And then I have 3 coats of the mulberry on the inside, on the rim, on the band at the bottom, and on the handle. And I think I have a new favorite mug. I absolutely love it. It makes me happy to look at it. Alrighty, so I think, guys, that's it for the mugs, but we do have some bowls. I shared the one bowl that was matching a mug already, but I have some other bowls that do not have mug matches with them this time. This is Amaco's saguaro, 3 coats of that around the bottom, and then I leave a band of room between that, and then I go with Mayco's new tropical teal, and I do 2 coats of that on that band and on the inside, and then I went over that with a blobby coat of Mayco's Celadon Bloom, and I just did one kind of thick blobby coat of that, and that turned out really nice. It got some nice blooms going on. Okay, let's see. Oh, this bowl is a beautiful one. This is the sunrise looking bowl. One other time I did this, and remember we had done that on the brown clay, and so this color at the top ended up being blue. But it's on white clay. It's on our Kentucky Mudworks Iceman. And so fuzzy peach looks like peach. And then, so it's 2 coats of fuzzy peach, 2 coats of sunrise, and 2 coats of bougainvillea. And they just look so nice, and the outside looks nice too. But I'm very happy with the inside. Okay, another bowl here. More Spectrum glazes. This is Spectrum's Morning Glory, and the green just came in last week, and that is Spectrum's cactus, and I really like that cactus color. They go nice together. We'll see. what other folks think. And then here we have another bowl, and this one is 2 coats of honey flux and 1 coat of river birch. So that's the little specks you're seeing in the bottom and some of the little streaks that are happening there. Really nice looking on the outside, I think. And then I have a band of 2 coats of Louisiana Bayou and 2 coats of floating turquoise. And the floating turquoise was very soft when you put that on top of the honey flux. So, but you can see it, and in person, I think it really comes through even better than it does on camera. So, really nice though. I love that one. Alrighty, any other bowls? Nope, no other bowls. So I do have a few more mushrooms and gnomes. So let me pull these guys out. And they are super cute. Let's see, I have some that don't have little matches, but I just did what I had on hand at that time. So, but a lot of times when I'm glazing, if I have a mushroom, I'll try to do a matching mushroom and gnome. I don't know that people generally buy them together, but sometimes, and I just like doing them. So this was that new one I was telling you about earlier, the lime showers, and it looks so cute. And I want to see if there is a distinct difference in the noses. Not so much. Let me hold that up nice and close. This nose I did in Mayco Stroke and Coat Pinkaboo only. This is what I've been doing. I've been mixing the pumpkin and the vanilla dip about half and half to get my color, and I was hoping that this would be something that I could use instead so I didn't have to mix. I think it works. This one might have just a little bit more richness to it, but what do you guys think? The one that I mix or the Pinkaboo? This gnome has the amaryllis on it, again 2 coats, and of course they do have 2 coats of the snow on their beard. I love this mushroom. I love it when they have that little floppy top look, and then of course all of the gills underneath that I've carved in. And I like the fact that they show on one like this, because on this one, of course, you don't get to see the gills because it's one of those little chunky mushrooms. And then I do have one more mushroom. I use the green jasper on the top of that one. And it actually kind of looks very metallic in places, so that's kind of cool. And again, if you turn it over, you can see the little gills. Very cute. This gnome has, on his cape, he has the tropical teal, 2 coats. His nose and beard are all in that same combo that I've done on all the others. This one is 2 coats of eggplant with 1 of blue hydrangea. Really like how it did right there. It looks nice. And then this guy is with his cenote cap, 2 coats. So that turned out really nice. I also have an entire family of little owls. And since these are on the Iceman clay and not on my standard 112 that I usually do, I wanted them to have a little bit more brown to them. So I used Mayco's manganese wash, and I put the wash on, then wiped it back, and then all of these guys were dipped into the birch dipping glaze. Just a dunk in, 1, 2, 3, pull it out. And I do like Mayco's dipping glazes. In fact, I'm going to get ready to order the clear from them, because even though I just got that glaze load in last week, guess what? I'm out of clear glaze. So I'm going to get it in powder form and put it in a bucket and use it. I've got tons and tons of the seahorse ornaments. People seem to be loving these. Again, this is one that I drew and made into a 3D stamp and cutter. And I just do them in whatever colors I happen to be using at the time. So I have one that has the sky, another with the deep sea. These are all celadons. This one is textured turquoise from Amaco. We've got the mulberry from Amaco. This one was that green opal. I thought since I had that out, I'd use that. Here we have the tropical teal. And they actually are still showing very nicely the details in them. This is the floating turquoise from Spectrum, and I'm happy to see that the floating glazes really show up nicely on them. I'll be using more of those for sure. Here is a rainforest one, and this guy, I only did 2 coats of the rainforest on him because I really wanted him to show. And then this one is Amaco's True Celadon. And the last thing is just some more of our Shinkatig 2025 ornaments that Shane designed. And of course, so we have on the back of them, we have our WP and the fact that this is number 30 out of 200. So I have them in all different colors as well. But every one of the colors that I used got wiped back and then one single coat of clear over it. And so this would be another very handy thing to be able to just take, hold it, and dunk just the face of the ornament into the dipping clear. Might speed things up just a smidge. So, alrighty guys, I hope you have enjoyed this kiln unload. We're very pleased with the results that we got. I know what my favorite is. I do know what your favorite is. But let me know in the comments. And as always, if you're not already a subscriber, please subscribe. We're hoping to get our channel to grow over 1,000 subscribers, and we're at, I believe, 924 right now. So thank you so much for watching. Happy Independence Day if you're here in the US, and elsewhere in the world. I hope you have a wonderful day. Thanks so much, guys. Bye.